Left-wing communism, an infantile disorder. Section 3. Turati and Company in Italy. The issues of the Italian newspaper Il Soviet referred to above fully confirm what I have said in the pamphlet about the Italian Socialist Party's error in tolerating such members, and even such a group of parliamentarians in their ranks. It is still further confirmed by an outside observer, like the Rome correspondent of the Manchester Guardian, organ of the British liberal bourgeoisie, whose interview with Turati is published in its issue of March 12, 1920. The correspondent writes, beginning of quote, Signor Turati's opinion is that the revolutionary peril is not such as to cause undue anxiety in Italy. The maximalists are fanning the fire of Soviet theories, only to keep the masses awake and excited. These theories are, however, merely legendary notions, unripe programs, incapable of being put to practical use. They are likely only to maintain the working classes in a state of expectation. The very men who use them as a lure to dazzle proletarian eyes find themselves compelled to fight a daily battle for the extortion of some often trifling economic advantages, so as to delay the moment when the working classes will lose their illusions and faith in their cherished myths. Hence a long string of strikes of all sizes and with all pretexts up to the very latest ones, in the mail and railway services. Strikes which make the already hard conditions of the country still worse. The country is irritated owing to the difficulties connected with its Adriatic problem, is weighed down by its foreign debt, and by its inflated paper circulation. And yet it is still far from realizing the necessity of adopting that discipline of work which alone can restore order and prosperity. End of quote. It is clear as daylight that this British correspondent has blurted out the truth, which is probably being concealed and glossed over both by Turati himself and his bourgeois defenders, accomplices, and inspirers in Italy. The truth is that the ideas and political activities of Turati, Treves, Modigliani, Dugoni, and company are really and precisely of the kind that the British correspondent has described. It is downright social treachery. Just look at this advocacy of order and discipline among the workers, who are wage slaves, toiling to enrich the capitalists. And how familiar to us Russians are all these Menshevik speeches. What a valuable admission it is that the masses are in favor of Soviet government. How stupid and vulgarly bourgeois is the failure to understand the revolutionary role of strikes, which are spreading spontaneously. Indeed, the correspondent of the British bourgeois liberal newspaper has rendered Turati and Company a disservice, and has excellently confirmed the correctness of the demand by Comrade Bordiga and his friends on Il Soviet, who are insisting that the Italian Socialist Party, if it really wants to be for the Third International, should drum Turati and Company out of its ranks and become a communist party, both in name and in deed. End of section.